Arbor Place Mall and the City of Douglasville are proud to present City Connector with your hosts Jeff Noles and Marcia Hampton. On today's show, Jeff and Marcia will be discussing the second annual Christmas Parade and other holiday events happening in O'Neill Plaza. Dana Brennan will be here from the Pantry. George Britt will join us about their local songwriter showcase. Our musical guest today is the George Britt Band. And as always, your chance to be on TV with our interactive community calendar. Now, please welcome the stars of our show, Jeff Noles and Marcia Hampton.
Thanks, Steve, for that wonderful opening.
I don't think that...
We change that every time, so it makes it a little difficult about how we do our job up here, but I'm Jeff Noles.
I'm Marcia Hampton.
And we're here for City Connector.
That's right.
We have a wonderful show, as Steve said earlier in our opening, coming up. I won't go ahead and repeat that, which we normally would, but I won't do that today.
I can't repeat it because I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay. Well, it's our show line.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
We'll go ahead and get right into the show. Our first bit of information is Christmas time is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner is all the city events that are going to be going on associated with Christmas time. So I think you're in charge of all that, aren't you, Marcia?
Yeah, we're getting ready to do one of my pet peeves. I don't like talking about Christmas before Halloween. Doesn't seem fair.
Halloween's on Monday. You're good.
Okay, all right. So we'll
this
go ahead.
This won't air until after that.
Okay. Well, you sure?
I lied. This will air before that, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, this is our second year that the City of Douglasville will be hosting the Christmas Parade. Last year was our first year. It was a huge success. It was one of those things that we got advice from the mayor, made a suggestion to us about what he felt as though we needed to try to look at pursuing for the Christmas season, and we decided to do a parade, and we really didn't know how the community would embrace it, and there was overwhelming support. We start off the parade in the downtown area at 6:30. Last year we had about 50 to 60 entries. Primarily they were all religious organizations and some business organizations, and typically we encourage them, because it is a night parade, to light their floats. So I know that, do you have some advice on how people can light their floats?
Just going off of last year, I think I remember we posted some information.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we did a television show on this, actually. I think there's a Gov 101 episode on how to light a float. But we did post some information on the website. You were in that show.
Oh, okay.
You were in that show.
Okay.
There's a couple different ways to do it, of course. We got the generator option,
right,
which a lot of people used. And also there's the Christmas lights that work basically off of a car battery. Right.
Well, and I heard some people were interested in actually lighting themselves up and then walking through the parade.
Sure.
Now, how does that work? How would you do that?
I guess just batteries.
So basically you'd have a pocket full of batteries, and then you'd walk through and you have Christmas lights strung around yourself?
Modern technology, LED lights, they take no energy whatsoever. You could probably power 1,000 LED lights off a single AA battery. Mm-hmm. I'm sure somebody out there can figure it out. So
theoretically, a group of carolers could have some LED lights, some strips, and they can walk through the parade. They can have a festive element walking down. I think the kids would probably enjoy that. So that's an idea for any group of persons who may be interested in walking through the parade.
It is, but it's not completely dark.
No, but it does get pretty dark. Were you out there?
Yeah.
I didn't see you. I don't think that you worked the parade.
I didn't work the parade.
But what time did you leave?
I was an attendee. I saw the very end.
Oh, that doesn't really count. Because at that point it's probably only at 6:45, 7 o'clock at that point.
It's dark.
Okay.
But we have good street lights in the downtown area, but it does show up great. We had a great turnout last year. Last year, like you said, the mayor kind of got involved. Mm-hmm. I think there was a little bit of planning that went into this parade.
It was a good bit of planning, because really it was his foresight that led us to during the parade. So we took a lot of his advice as far as what he would like to see, and we tried to rally around that, and we're continuing that for this year. One of the things that he wanted was to have Santa as the Grand Marshal. So this year Santa will again be the Grand Marshal. Now, of course, there's only one Santa.
On the fire truck.
That's it. So there will be no other Santas in the parade. For those folks who are interested in entering in the parade, we've asked them to incorporate other elements. They can have as many elves as they want, but we're inviting the official Santa.
Correct.
So we want the kids to be able to have an opportunity to see the official Santa on the fire truck, and then afterwards he will reappear near the area on O'Neill Plaza where we're going to be holding a concert to take photographs with all the kids at 7:30. So you're going to be there?
Sure. Well,
I mean, you can take pictures with Santa if you want to as well.
Okay.
You bring your whole family.
Absolutely.
It's a great postcard shot. You know, it'd be just in time. You get that picture, and then you can send out all your Christmas cards.
What day is this on?
This is December 2nd.
Okay, just
Friday.
Friday, December the 2nd.
That's correct.
The parade starts at
6:30.
6:30.
Yes.
It's only an hour-long parade.
A little less than that.
Because Santa's going to come back at 7:30.
Santa's going to come back at 7:30, but prior to that, we're going to start our concert series at 7 o'clock. Parade only lasts about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And our first group who's going to open us up, it's actually going to be one of our elementary schools. I got to look it up. We got a lot of people.
Oh, no, there's a lot of information.
Burnett Elementary School is going to open us up at right before 7 o'clock. They're going to perform 2 numbers for us. Following Burnett Elementary School, we'll have Douglas County High School.
Great.
The choir will be there. First Baptist Church, First Presbyterian, Elizabeth Baptist Church, which is a newer church in Douglasville. They're off of Bright Star Road. First United Methodist, and then we have a Just Dance group that's going to close us out. So prior to Just Dance, the mayor is going to officially light the tree over the fountain.
What time do we think that's going to happen?
That typically happens about 10 minutes to 9.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to see the tree lit, you need to be there by 8:45.
That's right. All right. And then we close it out with a dance group.
We close it out with the dance group, and that basically kicks off the holiday season for the city of Douglasville.
Great. With the holiday season, it puts a little bit of a schedule change in everything we do.
That's correct.
We're not going to have a city connector in December.
Oh, so we won't be here?
Not in December.
Okay.
We'll be here in November. Our next city connector is November the 22nd, but it's a special city connector.
Well, we won't be here.
We get overtime. It's at 5 p.m. That's what makes it special. It's because it's after hours. It's after the workday. So we're going to be here on November 22nd at 5 p.m.
Actually, I'm on vacation that week, but I will be here.
Oh,
I'll probably. You know what? I'll bring my whole family. My family will be in town.
Even better. Even better. I'm sure your mom would love to see you.
Oh
up
yeah,
here.
she will definitely tell me how appropriately I'm dressed. Yeah, my
There you
mom's
go.
good for that.
And after that, we won't have another city connector until January the 31st of 2012.
Wow.
So if you're going to get a city connector anytime this year, you better hurry up because there's only one more before the next year.
Well, and definitely for those people who participate and come for the community calendar, this is huge for them. So if there are any events that they have going on before the end of the year, they need to make certain to contact us.
Yep, absolutely. And you got to get on the agenda. Speaking of a community calendar, it's about that time to go ahead and throw it right over to Janice and Kelly and the interactive community calendar.
Well, welcome to the City Connector and the interactive community calendar. Janice, this is the fun part of the show where we get to find out what's happening in our community.
Yes, and our very first guest is Bob Carpenter, and he is actually Bob, come on over. Bob is wearing 2 different hats today. He's representing Keep Douglasville Beautiful as well as the Lions Club.
All right. Well, tell us what you've got going on and what you're here to represent.
Well, I'm here to represent an event, a free recycling event here in Douglasville. And what we are going to be doing is accepting a lot of different items that families want to discard and haven't discarded yet. To give you an idea, Douglasville is very resident friendly in trying to help families and discard the things because we have the weekly recycling. We have a twice a year pickup, and now we have the free recycling event that's going to take place on the 12th of November at Hunter Park. And the city has already partnershiped with Aries Services, which is on Bankhead Highway, Northwest Recycling, which is on Flat Rock Road, along with the Lions Club here in Douglasville, to accept glasses, eyeglasses, hearing aids, because they do work with the Lighthouse for the Blind here in Atlanta in refurbishing and providing to those who do not have the means. This gives all the residents here in Douglasville an opportunity to discard some of the things they've been holding on to and be able to put them in their car, bring them on over to Hunter Park. Items like computers. How about an automobile engine? How about a transmission for an automobile? How about your old lawnmower that I know many of us have? And how about other items such as an old rusted swing set that us grandparents have in the backyard that the kids have already grown up? Take it apart, bring it on. Also talk to your neighbors on the street that you live on. See what they have. Doesn't take a big truck to bring this stuff unless they have automobile engines. And put it all together. Come on over to Hunter Park on the 12th of November between the hours of 9 and 1 o'clock. And bring it over, and we'll have the ability to take it off your truck, your car, and get rid of it for you.
Well, that's a great event.
Yes, it is. It really is.
So I'm sure they'll have a designated area there at Hunter Park.
They will. The Lions Club will have their booth, and then there'll be other areas and Northwest Recycling that you'll be able to take your electronics to, take your metal to, and be able to get it off and discard it. I've got a computer I'm going to be taking along with some cell phones and that I've held on to, just not knowing what to do with them. I knew there'd be something I could do with them.
No reason to hold on to them anymore, right?
No, there's not.
All right. Well, that's November the 12th.
Yes, it is.
Hunter Park.
Yes.
Bring your electronics and all those recyclable materials.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Janice, who do we have up next?
Our next guest is John Stone and Elaine, and
John and
they're
Elaine?
here to represent the Kiwanis Club.
How are y'all today?
Oh, we're just fine. Just fine. Doing great.
All right. What does the Kiwanis have going on in the communities?
The Kiwanis, we're sponsoring the 14th annual Kids Blue Light Special at Kmart on December the 15th. This is a chance for approximately 180 children in the area to go on a shopping spree with local law enforcement, city and county government officials, and selected volunteers. And we're here today to request some help from the community to provide this. Each kid gets approximately $100 to shop. They shop with these people, and we're needing help from the community. You're able to provide information or help to us. You can send a check, make it out to Douglas County Kiwanis Club, Kids Blue Light, and send it to Kiwanis Club, P.O. Box 69, Douglasville, 30133. If you participate, please do so by December the 9th, because at that time we have to make the selection of how many we will be able to help. The kids will be selected from local elementary schools. It'll be done for youth and students in Douglas County. We appreciate your help.
So what a great way to give back to the community, and as we all know, we're living in some difficult times, so.
Great challenge.
Yeah.
Great challenge for the community to step up, help make Christmas special for some children in the area. Thank you guys for what you do here in the community and the Kiwanis Club.
All right, thank you too.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Janice, I know we've got more. Who's up next?
Yes, we do. We have Alana Gillespie and Sharon Mason, and they're here to tell us
Hi,
about
ladies.
a brand new project that they're undertaking here in the community.
All right. Who's going to be the spokesperson?
I am. Hi, my name is Alana Gillespie, and this is Sharon Mason, and we're here to talk about our mother-daughter dance that we're having in December, and we're doing this because we have daughters, and we love our daughters. They like to dress up, and we just want to promote them, and thought it would be a good idea for us to get dressed up with our daughters and just party.
And I understand that's going to take place at Hunter Park.
Yes.
And remind me again of the ages of the children and the cost to participate.
Well, the ages of the girls from 4 to 12, it's $20, and I was wrong.
Hunter Park then on what? Tell me the day again.
I can tell you. It's $25 for mother and daughter couple, and each additional daughter is a separate cost. From the ages 4 to 12 would be additional $5, and 12 to 18 would be $8.
All right, so it's a great opportunity for mom and the daughter to get all dolled up because everybody loves to do that. put on their best Sunday, right?
Yes, it is definitely a semi-formal event, and just so you know, the proceeds for this fundraiser will be to adopt a family for Christmas, and we're trying to do several families, you know, give them a good Christmas.
Okay. And so y'all are representing what organization then?
Well, we have actually several organizations that have come together to make this event happen. We have Open Door Christian Church International, which is on Sutton Drive, and then we have Yayo, which is Youthful Expression Worship Center, and we have another foundation called Big Heart, Small Hands, and we have local businesses who've been donating, giving us donations for this event.
And I understand you also have the second event that's coming up, the Dance-a-thon. You want to take a minute and tell us about that?
The Dance-a-thon, we didn't want to leave out anybody, so we have a Dance-a-thon for mothers without daughters and sons and the whole family. The Dance-a-thon will take place actually December 9th, the following Friday at Hunter Park. It's from 7 to 10, and it's basically $1 a minute. So if you like to dance and you can dance, it'd be a great opportunity to come out and support the Dance-a-thon. And the Dance-a-thon as well, they're going to use the proceeds to feed homeless families for Christmas and adopt families for Christmas as well.
But the great thing is all the proceeds, 100%, will be going back to benefit our families that live here in Douglasville.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, ladies, thanks for helping to sponsor those events, making it available to our community. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All righty. Janice, it's always busy here in Douglasville, Douglas County, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing to me the volunteers that our community has that do such a great job that give back.
Welcome back. We have with us now Dana Brennan from the Pantry. Dana, tell us a little bit about what the Pantry is.
Yeah, the Pantry is it's a community food ministry. It started just less than 5 years ago in 2007 with serving 8 families.
Wow.
And here we are, less than 5 years later, and we're serving about 10,000 families annually. So you think 10,000 families, that's 3 or 4 to a family. We're looking at 20, 30, 40,000 people every single year coming through our doors. And that can be good and bad. It's good that we're able to serve that many, but it definitely shows that the community, there's a need, and there's definitely hunger in the community. So our goal and our vision is to minimize hunger within this community.
So how did the current economic crisis affect your ministry overall versus where you were when you first started?
Well, it definitely got busier.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. It really did. But the cool thing about that is it really brought together our community. We saw, although we have more customers coming in, there's also more volunteers coming in. So it's been a blessing to see, businesses get involved, clubs and organizations and churches, really kind of roll up their sleeves and say, hey, let's all attack this problem together. So that's been a real blessing to see that. Now, granted, it's obviously not it's not free for us,
right?
And the customers that come in, it's no cost to them. So some people say, well, what are the requirements? Well, there really are none. If you come to us and you say, hey, I need food, then we want to meet your need. We're going to do everything in our power to do so.
Gotcha.
Well, you mentioned everybody, the people who are involved, the schools, the churches, the volunteer organizations. For those that aren't involved but want to get involved, how would they go about getting involved?
Yeah, good question. There's a variety of different ways to get involved, and we've kind of set that up so you can kind of do what's best for you. One is to join the team. Jump in with us. We're there every single Saturday, starting at 8 a.m. Some of us a little bit before that, and then we go till about 12:30. And we're seeing about 200 families come through the door on a weekly basis. We also get together during the week and kind of set up and stage and prepare. So that's a great way to get involved. Is just to see it firsthand, to be involved, to get your hands in there and see the exchange of love and of food and prayer and everything that goes on there. So that's one way. Another way is to kind of start your own. You can get kind of creative. You can kind of put something together where you're doing your own food drive. And that's been a real blessing to see the community come together, whether it be the schools
Right.
It's been awesome to see the kids bringing in all the food items and everything, and Boy Scouts and the brownies, and businesses and organizations will have a day for the pantry, you know, and people have gotten creative with their ways to raise funds and raise awareness. We've seen pennies for the pantry, we've seen dimes and dollars for the pantry. You know, it's really awesome just to see people come together and get a group of people together, whether it be a subdivision, whether it be any kind of club. We're open to that. So just communicate with us, and we'll partner with you and see if we can get you the best resources.
So you would say, coming up on this holiday season, Thanksgiving right around the corner and Christmas right around the corner, volunteerism and donation, you're at a high level right now for need, correct?
We are. That's a very fair statement, and especially with Thanksgiving coming up on our doorstep, we actually have an initiative called really we're just needing people to sponsor families. There's a $25 cost that goes into supporting a family for Thanksgiving. And that's everything. That's the turkey, that's the meat, it's the fixings, it's the dessert, the bread, everything that goes along with it. So $25 can go such a long way. And also just in terms of being able to support the pantry, $1 for us goes a lot further than $1 for some, because $1 for us, we can purchase 6.25 pounds of food through our partnership with the Atlanta Community Food Bank, and ultimately under the umbrella of Feeding America.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of people think, you know, hey, well, let me get, 10 cans together, and that's awesome. That is so cool. It's great. We love it. But for that same $10 that might get onto those cans, we can use that $10 and buy 62.5 cans. Can't really do half a can, but 60 cans. So.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, tell us where, if we want to show up on a Saturday morning, where do we come to?
Okay, we're located over off Stewart Parkway, which is right over. We're off Highway 5 and right near the newer post office.
Okay.
Two post offices in Douglasville, the newer one. And we're in the same strip mall as Crossroads Church.
Okay.
Okay, so we're right down there at the building at the end in that warehouse.
Okay, great. And if I wanted to get more information, is there a website? Is there a place to call or get more information?
There is. Yeah, our website is thepantrydc.com.
Okay.
www.thepantrydc.com. Yeah, and you can go on there and you can sign up to serve. You can sign up to give. You can just find out information. You can kind of see what all, how it best fits for you. We try to make it open to the public in the best way you want to use your gifts. And that's that's really worked for us, and it's been awesome to let people kind of enter at their own level.
If you have one final thing to wrap up to educate folks on what the need is as far as what the pantry serves for Douglas County, to explain, because I think most people, if you don't see it, you don't believe it.
Sure.
So, just some parting words for folks to understand why the need is so great here in Douglasville.
Right, sure. Well, I do know that we've kind of been hit with a little tax a glitch, actually, in food stamps that has happened in our county as well as DeKalb and Fulton. So those counties have been sending people to your local food pantry until they can kind of finish this. So we've seen an increase of 40% just over the past couple months in people coming to us saying, hey, we have nowhere else to turn, and we constantly see people come to us that they might have been making an incredible income and things were great, and then they've lost their job, or they've been hit with a medical emergency, or they've lost a family member. And we see these things over and over, but we have the opportunity to share back with them the love of Jesus. We can share with them food. We've been blessed with the opportunity to be able to give this food. So we just need the community to come around us and help us support others within the community, because I can kind of share a quick story with you. There was a sixth grade class that had won an award from us for raising the most funds and the most cans and such. So we went out to them, and it was kind of like a sort of party atmosphere, but they pulled one of our directors to the side. It's Frank Smith and his wife Pam were the ones that started this in 2007, and said, Pastor Frank, I don't know that I deserve to be here. I only gave 2 cans. And he said, let me talk to you. And he sat him down and talked to him and said, it's not about what you give. It's just about that you were able to.
Right.
And those 2 cans go so far, because if you think, if we have a community of people that are with outstretched hands, everybody with 2 cans or $2 or 2 cents, it can go so far.
Definitely.
And it's just been awesome, and it's been a really great pleasure to myself be a part of this incredible ministry.
Well, we definitely appreciate what you guys do.
Yeah, I'm not done.
Oh,
Marcia had questions. Marcia says, one last question. I'm not done with questions.
Oh, gosh.
Tell me a little bit, you briefly mentioned the Thanksgiving baskets and feeding for Thanksgiving. Tell me a little bit about the Thanksgiving baskets and the distribution of those baskets and feeding those families for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, coming up, we're going to have a large distribution where we've been signing up families that have been coming to us over time, and so we've been getting those folks registered for those baskets. So we encourage families to come out to see us if you haven't already, because you not only have the opportunity to have your needs met with food, but we're there for support. We're there for a shoulder to cry on, to lean on. We'll pray with you. We will walk you back and forth to your car. We have a team of volunteers, whether you're in our warehouse putting bags together, or whether you're walking families out to their car, or whether you're doing some one-on-one, kind of ministry and listening to folks. Whatever it is, we want you to come into our doors and say, hey, here I am. Here's what my need is, and here's my story. You don't have to share your story, but it is amazing to see the turnaround in our community, because a lot of the people that we serve right now, we'll see those folks start to kind of become a part of the team and start coming on Saturdays and start joining in. And I can think of many, many instances where a lot of our volunteers right now all started from that first day where they said, you know what, I need some help.
Gotcha.
I need help. Where do I go? Mm-hmm. And we embrace them with open arms, and before you know it, they're jumping around. They're having a great time on Saturday, and they're serving the same people that are in our community that were in a spot that they were in just before that.
Good deal.
Well, thanks for being with us, Dana. Everybody that's out there, be sure to check it out, www.thepantrydc.com.
Yeah.
Get some more information on it. If you have the ability, if you have the opportunity, please go out and help them deliver their mission, basically.
Yeah.
That was really about him getting the last word.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know that, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Dirty shirt, his jeans were torn, duct tape on his shoes he wore. The shopping cart from a store downtown, half filled up with cans he found. Some would say he's worthless, that he ain't got an ounce of pride. But I saw him through different eyes. People judge a stranger by his ragged clothes. Somehow they don't see the man inside. You wouldn't know to see me now, but it wasn't that long ago. I was poor white trash trying to make a little cash, finding cans on the side of the road. I grew up on a Georgia farm, to say the least. The times were hard. Then one year when the drought was bad, the bank took everything we had. So I took an old mop handle with a nail stuck inside, filled up her that bag with cans, and somehow we got by. People judge a stranger by his ragged clothes. Somehow they don't see the man inside. You wouldn't know to see me now, but it wasn't that long ago. I was poor white trash trying to make a little cash, finding cans on the side of the road. So I walked up to that ragged man and I put a 20 in his hand. With a humble voice he spoke, said, "Mister, may God bless your soul. I know that he might spend it at Mickey's down on Main, but it could provide the first meal he's had in days." People judge a stranger by his ragged clothes. Somehow they don't see the man inside. You wouldn't know to see me now, but it wasn't that long ago. I was poor white trash trying to make a little cash, finding cans on the side of the road. Yeah, I was poor white trash trying to make a little cash, finding cans on the side of the road.
Welcome back. Now we have with us George Britt. Just finished up our wonderful talent for today. I think you're going to close us out at the end of the day too. Thanks for that beautiful song. You were supposed to be on here with your partner, Mark Lowell.
Yeah.
Tell us why isn't he here?
Well, we had this planned to Mark Lowell is he and I write songs together, and he's also a part of my band. And we had planned for today to talk about our songwriter showcase at the Lowell Opry House, which he is the host of. But we recently got involved in a Western movie. It's an indie film that we've been a part of, and Mr. Doug Stone was also a part of it. And Mark and I, we wrote the song for the pilot for the film. It's called "The Storm God Rides" by Thomas Kelly. And today, Mark is in the studio with Doug Stone recording a song for the movie, and that's why he couldn't be here today.
Well, that's a pretty important reason not to be here.
Yeah, I think for those who don't know, Doug Stone, also a local artist from the general West Georgia area.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Lowell Opry House. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Lowell Opry House is a venue that I built several years ago. We've been going for 3.5 years now. It's all a family-friendly environment, and we do country and comedy and bluegrass, and we have some great folks that come out, and we usually have a pretty full house.
So if folks were interested in visiting you, how do they get there?
Check LowellOpryHouse.com is one way, and the information is on there, but we're just south of Carrollton. From Douglasville, you can take Highway 5 south and go about 30 miles down, and you go through Whitesburg, and the next four-way stop is Lowell. You turn left, and we're out there on the right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
We have shows the first Saturday of every month.
Okay.
Yeah, and other shows will be listed on the website. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said there's a little bit of comedy. I know, Marcia, during the break we were talking a little bit about the comedy that goes on there. You said you write a little bit of comedy.
Yeah. I think I'm going to pull a song out here in a little bit. A lot of my songs kind of poke fun at my redneck upbringing or at my wife.
Wow. So how does she feel about that?
Well, she was a little ill about it until I sold the first 2,000 copies of my CD.
That usually makes us feel a little bit
better.
Yeah, it does.
My notes on our cue sheet here tell us that you're self-taught.
Well, yeah.
Now, is that typical for songwriters?
Sometimes I think people, I'm involved with the Nashville Songwriters Association International, and I'm far from perfect with my songwriting. So, But the organization, we networked together, and that's where I met Mark Lyle, which he's the coordinator for NSAI for this region.
Okay.
And so we help one another and network and get our songs out there. But yes, we started out self-taught.
So have you always been in music? Has it always been something that you wanted to do?
It's always been something I wanted to do. My day job affords me to have it right now.
Yeah. You mentioned the NSAI, and you mentioned a showcase.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
In coordination with our members of the Nashville Songwriters Association, we put together a songwriter showcase at the Lowell Opry House quarterly.
Okay.
And we have some great talent that comes from as far away as Nashville, California.
Wow.
Just folks from all over. It's become a great event. It's a different environment. If you've ever visited the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, we're trying to follow along their format. And
Okay.
it's been a great show.
So how many attendees do you think you welcome?
Well, usually we'll average anywhere from 100 to 150
That's
folks.
good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now, it's a quarterly event. I'm assuming one's coming up.
Yeah, well, our next one will be in January. It'll
Okay.
be the second Saturday in January will be our next Songwriter Showcase.
Okay.
Our next show at the Opry House will be November the 5th, and I usually have a special guest that comes on along with our band playing, Mr. Jerry Green. He was a Grand Ole Opry star and Louisiana Hayride, and he writes comedy. He's got songs out like Tripod, the Three-Legged Dog, and things like that.
I think
You
I've
notice
heard
how Louisiana always comes up on this show? For whatever
whenever,
reason.
whenever there's comedy involved, Louisiana comes up.
Wow, is that really a slam?
No.
I'm from Louisiana.
Oh,
She-
great.
I am.
Yeah, some good talent comes from
That's
out
right.
there. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a song to be written about
Could be.
Gulf Coast girls.
Gulf Coast girls.
She was talking about that a little bit
You
earlier.
might write a song for me about Gulf Coast girls. Might
Never know.
encourage me. You never know. I'll listen for it on the radio.
You never know. Somebody wants to come out to the Lowell Opry House. How much is it to
Well,
get
we
in?
do a $10 admission at the door, and we have a snack bar, and like I say, it's we don't have drinking or anything like that. It's all family-friendly environment.
Okay.
And we use the admission price to try to cover the band and the overhead. So.
That's right.
What time do the doors open? What time do we need to get there if we're going to get a good seat?
Well, the doors open at 6.
Okay.
Show starts at 7. You can buy advance tickets online at lowellopryhouse.com.
Okay.
Or at my day store, which is Round 2 Consignment in Carrollton. Thanks for the plug. But yeah, most Saturday nights we do have a pretty full house, so it pays to either get your tickets in advance or get there a little early.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So November 5th. If you want more information, go to lowellopryhouse.com. Is that 2 L's or 1 L?
2 L's.
2 L's. Lowell. Opry with a Y.
Yep.
House.com.
And by the way, we're in the Lowell community.
In Lowell, just south of Carrollton.
Yeah.
West of Whitesburg.
Yeah.
South and west.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes from Douglasville. All
Yeah.
right.
Just Google it.
Google it. lowellopryhouse.com.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the show with us. We're going to throw over to the interactive community calendar with Janice and Kelly.
Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome to the interactive community calendar here on City Connector. Janice, I know we had our first set with a lot of activities happening here in the Douglasville area. Who do we have lined up and more information coming?
Well, our next guest is Marcella Cockendall, and she's with the Cultural Arts Center. And come on over, Marcella.
Come on, Marcella, right here between us. We got a spot reserved right here for you. How are you today?
Just fine, thank you.
All righty. You're with the Cultural Arts Center. You've got some activities and some events that people need to know about. What are those?
All right, well, first up we have Splitting the Raft on November the 4th. It will be done by the Kennesaw State University, but it will be held at Manchester High School. It's free and open to the public from 7 to 9, and it is a musical based on Mark Twain's Huck Finn, so it should be really, really interesting. We also have our 25th National Exhibition of artwork from regional and national artists. It is a process of artists coming in, competing to get into a show. We have a judge named Angela Nichols from the Hudgens Museum. She comes up and she judges the work, and those that she picked to enter will go into our November exhibition. it will be, or I should say, the reception will be November 6th, 3 to 5, and Angela Nicholas will be there herself. And that's really cool because she's going to talk about why she picked the artwork she did, and there's a great variety of artwork, everything from art skateboards to your classic oils landscapes. And the last event we have in November is really, really important. It is our gala event. And then we are having an auction. It's one of the more formal events that's put on by the Cultural Arts Council. And it is November 19th from 6 to 10, and it will be held at the downtown Douglasville Conference Center.
We're always excited to have that event downtown. It's a big event. Like you said, it's probably one of the larger fundraisers that the Cultural Art does for their facilities. A lot of events happening and a lot of great culture that someone can be educated just by attending, correct?
Oh, very much so. The Cultural Arts Center is always trying to support every form of art, and the gala, like you said, is one of our biggest fundraisers. It really helps all of our programs, from our live musicians to our artists to helping out the schools. It just helps keep running. And like I said, the Splitting the Raft and the cultural, or I should say the National Juried Exhibition should be really, really interesting. And of course we have a holiday show coming up in December of children's artwork. We've got Kwanzaa, we've got empty bowls. It's all going to be great.
So something for everyone.
Something for everyone. That's our goal, is something for everyone.
I know my grandson, he'll want to hear about those skateboards. I'm sure we'll have to come and visit those.
I do too.
Well, Marcella, thank you very much for that information, and I'm sure we'll see you back on the other side of the new year with more information about the Cultural Arts Center.
Definitely, and if you want to keep updated, just go to the Cultural Arts website. And if you can't find it, just Google Cultural Arts Council in Douglasville, Georgia. Should come right up.
All righty. Thank you, ma'am. All right. They do have a lot of events scheduled throughout the entire year, so great source here in our community.
Absolutely.
Who else do we have up with us today?
We have joining us next Tia Pounds, and she's working on a special grant for Lithia Springs High School, or working with a grant for Lithia Springs High School, and you're going to share with us what you're doing.
Hey, Tia.
Hi there. Well, we have the month of November is proclaimed from the state of Georgia as National Parent Involvement Month. And on November 17th, we have National Involvement Day. So what we're doing for our parents at Lithia Springs High School is we're having them come out and giving them a cup of coffee throughout the month of November. And on November 17th, we'll have drawings for our parents, because we want to let our parents know that we really appreciate them and what they're doing for our students. So we're excited about that. So we're asking all of our Lithia Springs High School parents to come out and join us for a cup of coffee during the month of November.
And that can be, I understand volunteers will be serving parents as they drop their children off.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. So all they have to do is just come drop your student off, and we'll give you a cup of coffee and our Lions Connector newsletter.
Okay, all right. And what was the event you were talking about on the 17th?
Yes, that's a National Parent Involvement Month, and that's what we're going to have drawings. We have some community partners. If I'd like to let you know who is in the community helping us out. We have Walmart, Kroger, Quick Concepts, Martin Restaurants, and the men of Omega Psi Phi Tri-Mu Chapter.
Wow.
A lot of community support.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's great.
And the overall objective is just to show the parents how much you appreciate and recognize what they're doing. And the hope is to improve academically as well as increase graduation.
Absolutely.
Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, we are looking to increase our graduation rate as well as our academic success.
And both of those take parent involvement.
Yes, and community involvement. So we're asking for our community to be involved just as well.
All right. Well, very good. And I think you had a second promotional spot that you wanted to put in here for another event. So you're wearing two hats today, too.
Yes, I am. I am wearing two hats today. I am also a member of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Northwest Georgia chapter. And what we do is we advocate on behalf of those women and children who do not have a voice for themselves. And our initiatives are education, economic development, and health. And we're celebrating at the end of the year our favorite things gala. It's December 3rd. It's at the Fulton County Atrium. It's from 7 to 10, and our host will be Eric Phillips of WSB TV. So we're asking for folks to come out and join us and help celebrate the end of the year. And our proceeds go to our high school to high heels mentoring program.
Very good. Very good. Sounds like you are a busy woman. Yes. All right. Well, thank you for bringing those events on City Connector with us today.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Janice, I think Jeff and Marcia did a great job in their first little segment of letting people know that next month for November we have a special City Connector with Christmas music that we'll be doing. And then the month of December, typically what we do is we look back over the year and put together a nice program. So really, if the community is looking to promote events, we're looking for them to join us in
January of 2012. Can you say that? 2012. It seems like it was January 1 of 2011 just yesterday.
The year flew by.
Absolutely.
And we kept the people busy with all of the events listed here on the interactive community calendar, opportunity for them to get out into the community.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, join us with more City Connector. I think we've got some more George Britt on the way.
Wow, is it amazing the talent that we have right here in our community.
We're back.
We're back. Thanks for joining us for City Connector. Be sure to join us next time, November the 22nd, special time.
Right.
5 p.m.
Yes.
Christmas music.
That's right.
It's our holiday special.
Yes.
You can always catch us.
Jeff told me to read my notes. Watch City Connector, mycitytv.com. Oh, then go to www.ci.douglasville.ga.us, Comcast Digital 22, Tributary 98, live each month, the last Tuesday at noon in the food court. Unless you're coming here next month for our holiday special.
5 p.m.
Did
22nd.
You're still talking over me.
MyCityTV.com.
Even with my notes, you're still talking over me. You're not letting me end the show.
No, George is going to end the show.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Take it away, George.
Born and bred a Georgia redneck, I've known hard times all my life. Daddy had me dumpster diving by the time that I was 5. And all my life he's told me, son, it gets worse as you go. There's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. They say that rotten apples, they don't fall far from the tree. The way my luck's been running, well, I'd have to agree. I had a good job at the hog farm, but the boss man let me go. There's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. First they repoed my Yugo, then they cut off my lights. Yesterday my girlfriend up and married my ex-wife. The landlord said come Monday pay the rent or hit the road. There's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. So I brewed a batch of whiskey up and tried to make a sale to a plainclothes undercover cop who hauled me off to jail. And from the cell across the hall, my daddy waved hello. There's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. There's no end to this misery as far as I can tell. Looks like I'll be falling till I bust the gates of hell. Just when I think I'm finally down as low as I can go, there's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. Yeah, just when I think I'm finally down as low as I can go, there's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. Yeah, there's a hole in the bottom with no bottom in the hole. Yesterday was my wife's birthday, and I almost forgot. like so many other things since the day we tied the knot. I thought we tried out a new restaurant, yeah, Hooters was the name. The place seemed a little fancy, but we went there just the same. Now before I could even ask which flavor wings she would prefer, she asked me if the waitress there was prettier than her. Now I think we both knew the answer, but I thought I'd stick with no. Go brain, go. You're either talking way too fast or I'm thinking way too slow. Go brain, go. She started asking silly questions like, what color are my eyes? Do you recall the day we married? And what is my ring size? Now you never pay attention, but if you love me you would know. That's when I started sweating bullets. Go brain, go. You're either talking way too fast or I'm thinking way too slow. Go brain, go. Well, I tried to change the subject. I asked, is it supposed to rain today? Did you think to pay the water bill? Sure is hot for me. That's about when someone dropped a fork that the waitress bent down to get. And my sweet wife must have caught my stare because she seemed a bit upset. I really couldn't concentrate. The girl's blouse was cut so low. Go brain, go. You're either talking way too fast or I'm thinking way too slow. Go brain, go. She started yelling something about a pig or a sorry SOB. I couldn't put it all together. Was she talking about me? Now I'm not really sure what happened next, cause everything's a blur. But I know we won't be going back to Hooters, that's for sure. Hey, I am thinking those orange shorts would make a nice gift, though. Go brain, go. You're either talking way too fast or I'm thinking way too slow. Go brain, go. True story, almost. Thank you. Thank you.